In English, we use for to cover a lot of phrases, but in Spanish, choosing the wrong for, por, or para can completely twist your message. Take a look at this. Compré este café para ti.
Gracias.
Compré este café por ti.
¿Por qué?
Porque me lo recomendaste tú.
Vale.
Now, those were completely different phrases with different meanings, but it's hard to know which one to use. So today, we're throwing away textbook rules, and I'm going to give you some simple questions that you can ask yourself to be able to choose the right for in any situation in a very easy way. I'll show you when to use para, then I'll show you when to use por, and at the end of the video, I'll put them together head to head so you can clearly see the difference with your own eyes. Let's start with para. We're gonna use para when we answer the question, who is it for? Like a recipient when we give something to someone. Like, este regalo es para ti. This gift is for you. I'm giving you a gift. Or, este libro es para mi madre. This book is for my mom. I'm giving the book to my mom. So who is it for? Para. The next question is, when is it due? For deadlines. Like, el informe es para mañana. The report is for tomorrow. Or la tarea es para el lunes. The task or the homework is for Monday. Is due by Monday. So when is it due? Para. Question number 3 is where to? Destination. When something or someone is headed for, like, voy para Madrid. I'm headed for Madrid. I'm going to Madrid. That's my destination. Or, este tren va para París. This train is headed for Paris. Is going to Paris. So where to? What's the destination? Para again. Now, this one is often forgotten in courses and books, and it answers the question, what do you think? So it's for opinion or personal situation as well. For example, para mí, este restaurante es caro. For me, the restaurant is expensive. Now, that can mean two things. That's my opinion. Like, to me, the value is not there. Like, it's too expensive for what I get. So, in my opinion, it's expensive. But it can also be the personal situation. Like, I cannot afford this restaurant. Like, it's too expensive for me, for my situation. Like, my salary, my money situation is not enough for this restaurant. Or, para mí, esta película es aburrida. For me, this movie is boring. That's my opinion. That's what I think. And now the question number 5 is what for? The goal. What you want to get out of something. Now, this one is a bit different because it doesn't translate exactly as for. It's more like to, in order to. For example, trabajo para comprar una casa. I work to buy a house. That's my goal. I work in order to buy a house. Or estudio para aprobar el examen. I study to pass the exam. That's my goal, to pass the exam. Alright, so in summary, para. Who is it for? Recipient. When is it due? Deadlines. Where to? Destinations. What do you think? Opinion or personal situation. And what for? Goal. Purpose. Now let's see por. The first question that por answers is why? A reason, like lo hice por mi familia. I did it for my family, because of my family. So you can kind of switch for to because of. I did it because of my family, for my family. Like not because I wanted to do it, but because of them. Or another example, vine a Italia por ti. I came to Italy for you, because of you. Not because I like Italy or I'm interested in the culture, no. You are the reason I came to Italy. So, por, the reason. The second question is, what's the exchange? That's clear, is an exchange. Like, compré este libro por 10 euros. I bought this book for 10 euros. Like, you gave me the book for 10 euros, an exchange. A book for money. Or, cambié mi coche por uno nuevo. I exchanged my car for a new one. All right, and now, super important. These are not questions. These are words that always go with por, for. And these are very common words, like gracias por, thank you for, gracias por venir, thank you for coming. Always por, never gracias para venir, no. Or lo siento por, I'm sorry for, like, lo siento por no ayudarte. I'm sorry for not helping you. perdona, I'm sorry, forgive me. Like perdona por llegar tarde, forgive me for being late. I'm sorry for being late. Or disculpa, which is the same. Forgive me, sorry. Disculpa por no llamarte antes. Forgive me for not calling you before. So these 4 words always with por, never para. Alright, and those are the situations in which por means for. But por also has different meanings that can be confusing. So I'm gonna give you 3 more questions so you know them. For example, we use por when we answer the question when, roughly, as in the part of the day. Like, la reunión es por la mañana. The meeting is in the morning. So in this case, por means in. Or trabajo por las noches. I work in the evenings. We also use por with movement when we mean through or around. Like, camino por el parque. I walk around the park. Or voy por Barcelona. I'm going through Barcelona. Or I'm passing through Barcelona. And we also use por to answer by whom for the passive voice, like who did something. Like la Sagrada Familia fue diseñada por Antoni Gaudí. The Sagrada Familia was designed by Antoni Gaudí. Or la Mona Lisa fue pintada por Leonardo da Vinci. The Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. So in summary, we use por to answer why, the reason, or because of, in exchange of what, or what's the exchange. After gracias, lo siento, disculpa, perdona, when, part of the day, around where or through where, and by whom. Alright, now, before we compare them side by side so you can really see the difference by yourselves, Patreon family members, don't forget you have the list of all these questions and all of these examples ready for you to download on our page. So you don't need to be taking notes, I already did that for you. Now let's see phrases side by side by changing por and para so you can clearly see the difference in meaning. For example, the first one, compré este libro para ti, and compré este libro por ti. Now, the first one answers the question, who is it for? I bought this book for you. I'm going to give you the book, and the book is going to be yours. Recipient, para. But, compré este libro por ti. Now, this one answers the question, why did I buy the book? And I bought the book because of you. You are the reason why I bought the book. You told me the book was good, you recommended it to me, so I bought it, but it's mine. It's for me, it's not for you. Do you see the difference? You see how it changes? Let's see another example. Trabajo para ganar dinero, or trabajo por dinero. Now, the first one answers the question, what for? What is the goal? I work to earn money. I do this to get this. So, para. The second one answers the question, in exchange of what? I work for money. Trabajo por dinero. I give you work, you give me money. Is an exchange. Very clear difference, right? Let's see another one. Vivo en España para aprender español, or vivo en España por mis hijos. The first one, it's a goal again. I live in Spain to learn Spanish. So that's what I want to achieve. I want to learn Spanish. The second one is, I live in Spain for my children, because of my children. Because they are happy here, they want to be here. If it was up to me, I would live someplace else. But because of them, I stay here. They already have friends, my family is here, so it's better for them, not for me. It has nothing to do with me. They are the motivation, they are the reason why we live here. You see? Let's see another one. El avión va para Bangkok, or el avión va por Bangkok. Now, the first one, the plane is headed for Bangkok. It's going to Bangkok. The destination is Bangkok. The second one, el avión va por Bangkok, it's not the destination, it's where the plane is right now. The plane is passing through Bangkok right now, but it's going to another place. Like maybe I'm on a plane going to Beijing, but right now we are passing through Bangkok. So, el avión va por Bangkok. Do you see the difference here? Destination versus where we are passing through, like a point in the journey. And let's see one more. Esta casa fue construida para mi padre. O esta casa fue construida por mi padre. Very clear difference here. The first one is, who is it for? Para. The house was built for my father. Somebody built the house for him, to give it to him. The second one is por, by whom. So the house was built by my father. He built the house. He's not the recipient. We don't know who the house owner is, but he built it. My dad did. All right? And now it's your turn. Let's see if you get it. How would you say in Spanish? The car is for my mother. I'm gonna give the car to her. And I bought the car for $10,000. How would you translate these 4 words? I really hope this video helped you finally understand how por and para work in Spanish. If it did, please consider subscribing and liking the video so it can reach more people. Any comments or questions, you know what to do, and I will see you in the next one. Hasta luego.